Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is the 24th of September. Maryada Purshottam, example for everyone. And the Avyakt signal is Maryada Purshottam, example for everyone. Whatever codes of conduct have been created for your awareness, attitude, vision, and actions from Amrit Vela, always keep these clearly in your intellect, even while being in action, being in the household, and let each thought be according to the code of conduct. This is each one's responsibility because those who are living at home are an example for everyone. Now we'll listen from Mohini Didi.
ओम शांति।
Om Shanti.
आज का अव्यक्ति इशारा सुनते ही
As soon as
सामने आया जिसमें
I heard the Avyakt signal today, the image
और लिली फ्लावर्स
of a small pond emerged in front of my eyes, beautiful lotus and lilies and very beautiful leaves. There is a beauty of the leaves, there's the beauty of the lotus.
लौकिक प्रवृत्ति और
So the
अलौकिक
same way Baba is comparing or sharing that there is the household of the Lokik and the household of the Alokik. The interaction, the relationship in the Lokik and also in the Alokik,
सबसे प्रेम का संबंध व्यवहार
the relationship and interaction with each other is based on love.
कमल पुष्प समान क्योंकि सबसे पहला गुण हो जाता है
The one,
कि न्यारे रहो पर प्यारे भी रहो।
so in Lotus one, the first thing is you have to be beyond and also loving. Beyond or detached is personally and to be loving with everyone. We're detached or beyond because we don't want to experience sorrow, or there's no influence of the others. There is no impact of the things happening on the external. That is at my personal level. That's my dharana. And others might look at it and say, oh, they don't care. They are just beyond. People think like that. So let us be loving. So I always think I need to be detached and beyond for the self. If I'm not beyond, there will be waste, there will be expectations. For my own constant stage, for my own concentrated stage, it's important to stay in the stage of beyond. Otherwise, there will be a lot of thoughts that run in the mind. But if we are loving, everyone will experience that. So there are two things. One is to be a sample, and the other is to be an example. So as Baba mentioned, in business, in Sakar, and when Baba was in the corporeal form, Baba would say, child, be a sample that when I go on world service, that they can give. Baba was a businessman and he would give us example. So he would keep a small briefcase and he would keep very nice samples in his briefcase. So when he would go to make a deal, they would show the sample. And looking at the sample, they would get the orders. Baba would mention this example many times because he himself was a businessman. So beautiful jewelry, the samples of jewelry he would prepare and make it and keep it in the briefcase. And those who liked it, they would say, oh, we want exactly like this design. We want exactly the same weight. And they would get a lot of orders. So now that is a sample.
ऐसे भी हाँ खाने की भी चीज होती है तो बोलते हैं
And
थोड़ा
even if
खाने
it
के
is
लिए ले
something
लो,
of an item to eat, they'll say,
ये तो
can we have a
बच्चों का
little for
हमारा तो
taste?
होता ही है।
You will get a lot of it,
तो
but
बाबा
first you
कहते
will
हैं अगर
taste
आप
it.
चाहते हो
So Baba would
अपने
say,
माँ बाप को
if
साथ
you
रखो
want that
तो
Baba should
सैंपल बनो,
keep you with Baba
सैंपल
should
बाबा
keep
साथ
you with
रखेंगे।
him, then be a
और
sample.
दूसरा
Baba will always keep a
प्रैक्टिकली
sample
करने
with
का
him.
प्रमाण वो है
And the next
एग्जाम्पल।
second is to give a practical
और वो
proof.
एग्जाम्पल
And
अपने
that is
कर्मों
an
से चलता है।
example. Now, how do we find out about an
जो कर्मी
example?
होते हैं, कर्म योगी
And
होते हैं,
when we are a karma yogi,
तो एक उदाहरण बन के रहना
when
होता
we are
है।
karma yogi, we have to
अब
live as an
उदाहरण में
example. And being an example,
धैर्यता,
there will be patience,
मधुरता,
there will be
इस तरह
sweetness.
के जो गुण व्यवहारिक रूप में
These kind of virtues will come into
वो यदि प्रकट
interaction
दिखाई देते हैं
that will be
तो
visible
सब
in a
कहेंगे
practical
कि इसको
form.
फॉलो करो।
So then
फॉलो
everybody will
करना है
say,
तो
follow
इसको
so
फॉलो
and
करो।
so. If you have to
एग्जाम्पल को ही
follow
कहते हैं
so and so. You will
ऑटोमेटिकली।
always say to an
तो इसलिए
example to
सैंपल
follow.
और एग्जाम्पल,
So it's important to be a
तो
sample and
उसमें दो
also an
है, एक
example.
कर्म का है,
There are two
दूसरा
things, two
प्रूफ है।
aspects. One is about action, and the
जैसे
second
कि अभी
aspect is very
देखिए,
subtle. Example of
अब हम
subtleness
बैठे हैं
is
तो एक बात कर रहे हैं,
awareness. We're all
एक
sitting
बात से
amongst each
कोई
other
सी
and
ऐसी
we're
लाइन आती है जो
talking.
स्मृति आ जाए।
So what are we
जैसे
talking
वरुण
about?
ने
The
कहा था कि
as
हमें
is our
याद आ जाए।
awareness, it'll come out. Oh, this happened first, next this
तो
happened.
कैसी
We start
स्मृति और
talking.
हम कैसी
As is
शक्ति
our
प्रवृत्ति और
awareness,
कैसी
so
फिजियोलॉजी
will
है,
be our attitude, vision, and
इससे
our
उदाहरण का पता
words.
लगता है कि ये
So
तो
through that
जब भी कोई बात
we know
करते हैं
what kind
किसी
of an
भी स्मृति में
example.
आते हैं सबको
So sometimes we
वातावरण
say,
में बदल
whenever we
जाता है।
speak, they share such nice
लेकिन किसी को
awarenesses,
किसी
the
बात
whole
पे किसी
environment
से मोहिनी ला
changes.
दे
But
तो उसका
sometimes, if
स्वास्थ्य
someone
बिगड़
reminds
जाता है,
the
उसके
other of another
फिजिकल रोग
awareness
लग आते हैं,
where he can become
आत्मविश्वास खत्म
disheartened,
हो जाता है।
where they can
तो
lose their self
हमेशा लक्ष्य रखना
confidence.
चाहिए कि
So we should
वातावरण
always
अच्छा
have
रहे,
the aim that we should make the atmosphere light,
क्योंकि वातावरण का हर एक के मन के ऊपर प्रभाव पड़ता है।
because everybody has an
मन
impact.
भारी है,
Then
खटपट है,
the atmosphere has an impact on everyone,
उसका
whether you're
जो
happy, whether you're cheerful,
हल्कापन रहे,
whether
जो
you're light,
अच्छा रहे।
as much as possible, stay light.
दूसरा करने में
And
भी हम
secondly,
एग्जाम्पल बन
while
सकते हैं,
doing, also you can be an
समय पर
example.
राइट
For
एक्शन लेना,
example, at the right time, you take the right action.
हर एक चीज राइट टाइम पर राइट तरीके से करने से
Everything at the right
दूसरा
time, to
कहेगा
do it in
नहीं
the right way,
बहुत ठीक
then
है,
the other
बहुत
person
अच्छा
will
है।
say, oh, you did it right, you did it very
और जैसे
rightly,
ब्रह्मा
and
बाबा
we
है
can follow
सबके
this.
सबे उदाहरण है।
Example, the
दादियाँ
same way,
हमें
Brahma
सिखाती
Baba
हैं,
is an example.
तो
Dadis are an
प्रैक्टिकल
example in
माँ
front of
बाप के
us.
उदाहरण,
So a
एग्जाम्पल।
practical
तो मुझे
example,
हमेशा यही
proof
शब्द
means an example. I
कि
always
सैंपल
remember
और
these two
एग्जाम्पल,
words, sample and an example,
क्योंकि दिन भर में एक एक कोई ना कोई
because throughout the
कुछ
day,
ना कुछ सीन तो चलते ही हैं।
there are one or the other scene that we
बच्चे
witness
थे,
throughout the
मैंने
day.
क्या रोल बजाया, क्या
But
पार्ट
what
निभाया,
part did I play? What role
किसी
did
टाइम
I
एक
play at that
रिजल्ट
time?
आता है,
That becomes an
सूक्ष्म
example.
में स्मृति का
So, in the subtle aspect
करने
is
वाले का
awareness and attitude,
दूसरे का
and in the physical
एग्जाम्पल
level is our words and our action. In all these aspects, we have to become a sample and an example.
Maryada Purshottam,
Maryada,
सबका
Purshottam,
है sample.
example
हमने
for
बड़े से
everyone.
लेकर जो
Whatever
बहुत बड़े
codes of
बड़े
conduct have been
बड़े
created for
शख्सियत
your awareness, attitude,
सबके पीछे
vision,
बनी हुई
and
नींव
actions from Amrit
वो भी
Vela,
प्रकृति में
always
मौजूद है।
keep
वो
these
तुम्हें
clearly in your
समझती
intellect,
नहीं
even while
और हर
being in a
संकल्प
household,
मर्यादा प्रमाण चलता
and let
है।
each thought
यह
be
हर
according to
एक
the
की
code of
जिम्मेवारी है।
conduct.
इस
This is
प्रवृत्ति में
each
रहने
one's
वाले सबका एक
responsibility
सैंपल
because
है।
those who are living at
सैंपल
home
को
are
देखकर
an
ही लोगों
example
को
for
व्यापक
everyone.
करने की हिम्मत
Only when
व
people
हुमास
see a
आती है।
sample do they
वे
have the
प्रत्यक्ष
courage
प्रमाण
and
देखना
enthusiasm
चाहते
to do
हैं।
that business.
ओम शांति।
Everyone wants to see a practical example. Om Shanti.